I spent over $1,400 of my own money buying my Dreame X60 Ultra, just so you guys know that I did not want to pull any punches. So should you pay $1,400 for this, or maybe $1,000? Or maybe you're watching me in 2027 and the Dreame X60 now is suddenly $700. Is it worth $700 1 year later? That's the dilemma. And instead of focusing on the strength, because many of these robot vacuums have similar strengths now, where they're going to have great navigations, or they're going to have a lot of suction power, or they're going to have hot water washing, let's focus on the weaknesses on our X60 Ultra here. And the first one is definitely going to be that for all the major upgrades that you get here in the X60, for performance purpose wise, we already see them better on other units, even internally from a company like Dreame. So if we're talking about mopping, this does apply more pressure, but you have the units that have the interchangeable mop pads for the same price as the X60. And those interchangeable mop pads means that it can be more hygienic, it can clean itself, and it could switch out that mop pad after a certain amount of time or space on its own. So that means less maintenance for you, better cleanup, and you get free mop pads. So that's already going to be better than what you get here. It's just a slightly bigger clean station. Another weakness is that a lot of the features here are like the 2.0 edition. So they're saying this is better now because they kind of slightly redesigned it. But to me, the performance is just about the same as before.
When your Dreame does detect a stain, it's going to spend more time scrubbing that stain. So that is a new feature on the Dreame. So it detected a stain here. So you can see that it is applying more pressure. And the confusing thing about the Dreame X60 is that it is now a more complete and comprehensive robot vacuum, which means it tries not to miss any areas. It tries to do the best job cleaning the floors, because on the X50 and the X40, most of the complaints were generally around that it would miss spots or it would just do things randomly sometimes. So here, the X60 is definitely going to be more predictable, but at the same time, what that means is that because it's predictably more comprehensive and tries to be more detailed, all these sessions are taking a very long time. So I'm just doing a 2x session here, and it is now going into hour 3, and it still has 2 more rooms to do. And one of the biggest problems with having that superior object detection system is that sometimes it's going to spend a lot of time with small stains, things that might not be as visible to you. So if you want really clean floors, that's great. But it also will take much longer for the robot vacuum to clean your floors overall.
But the biggest weakness is going to be this updated navigation system. Because for all the hoopla that we're hearing about this AI, where it has 2 cameras, it's going to do faster processing, it's going to be able to decide what's in front of it better, we don't see a big difference in this sensor technology than what we already see on units like the Dreame Aqua 10 Ultra, which that Aqua Roller was already deciding if this is a poop stain, it should avoid it. If this is a stain like an egg white, should it avoid it? They was already making those decisions since that model came out. So that's not new here. The new thing is that these dual cameras allow your X60 to get closer to obstacles. So that means, let's say prior it was getting this close, now it's going to be almost touching. And the other thing is that the anti-collision system here, so in terms of bumping into things, is much better than before. Probably the best anti-collision robot vacuum I have ever tried. So there is a benefit to this 2-camera laser light setup. The weakness is that for whatever reason, it makes all your sessions longer. And I think it's that it gets so close to everything. It really tries to be more detail oriented, because that was the biggest knock on the X50 compared to something like a Roborock. The Roborocks were just more predictable and better at doing a more comprehensive job, just not missing any areas. So in order to compensate for that, Dreame made their algorithm more specific and made it more detailed. But the cost of that was that it takes longer, right? So you're getting a faster processor, you're getting all this better technology, but your sessions are going to take longer on average than on a Roborock.
Start zoned mopping. Start cleaning mop pads. The mop will be soaked in hot water to heat it up, so the process will take a bit longer.
And if we're using the 212 degree hot water, it does take a lot longer to get that water heated, so it will add about 3 to 5 minutes to every session. That's why when you first get the machine, it's automatically set on warm. The wheel mobility on the X60 is really best in class though, so when you use it, it just gets over thresholds very easily when they're low. And you can see that the X60 with that hot water mop pad is doing a much better job now of removing the actual coffee stains versus when it just had the slightly wet mop pad. So moisture level matters as well as temperature. And if you set your Dreame X60 on the lowest wetness setting, so it is going to be as dry as possible, it doesn't do a good job removing any dried on stains on your floor. So don't think that it's necessarily the amount of pressure from your robot vacuum. It has to be properly married and paired with the right solution, as well as using some detergent. And then if you're using it with the hot water, the biggest benefit of the hot water, more so than it using hot water to clean the stain, is that it washes its mop pad using that hot water. And then the actual station has that AI dirt detection, so it does a better job cleaning the mop pad, something we already see from many other brands. And taking a closer look at the actual brushes, you see that the brushes are relatively clean from the hot water. And that's one of the benefits of hot water. It really does a better job just removing the stains. But when you dry it and you're using hot water all the time, the pads are not going to be as durable. They get damaged faster. So I just measured the inside of the basin and it's 108 degrees in there. And I have been measuring the temperature of the water as the unit comes out inside the unit, measuring how hot it is when it dries. And I have not been able to get 100 degrees Celsius or 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I got much hotter temperatures on other units, so I'm wondering if this is going to be fixed in a software update, because my X60, at least mine, is not getting to 100 degrees Fahrenheit as advertised by so many other people. So our X60 has marked that dust bunny as a uncleanable stain. So we're going to see, is it going to be able to pick it up or is it just going to avoid it? And you can see how close it gets to the actual uncleanable stain, and it avoids it. But then finally, it's going to try to pick it up. So the X60 can actually check on itself, and then once it detects that the stain is no longer that uncleanable stain, it will actually clean around it now. So the X60 is able to correct its object identification. And I think that's something that is new and exciting from these RoboVacuums.
And one of the biggest upgrades Dreame made with the X60 is just to give it a new cleaning station. Because if you remember, the X50 and the X40 share the same cleaning station as the L10 or some of the more lower price value lineup models. So now by finally upgrading it, there's some differentiation, more differentiation between the lower value models from Dreame and now their flagship model, the X60 Ultra. Another upgrade is going to be that they have now made the Dreame unit itself as thin as what we get on the Roborock Ceros 10R and the other Roborock Ceros lineup. So it still comes with that retractable LiDAR, but this is just going to be about 3.14 inches. So about the same as what we see from Roborock. But the Roborock is coming with StarSight 2.0, so it doesn't need that retractable LiDAR system built in. When you open up your Dreame X60 Ultra and you pop it open, you notice and you realize that everything else about this is the same. So this dual detergent bin is going to be the same as what you get from many of the Dreame lineups, like the X50 already. You get the removable disposable bag that can get fluffed up. They did upgrade the cover, so it makes a satisfying double click when you insert it back. So just lock it in. And when you put it back in, it makes it kind of like a very, very productive, satisfying double click. But really, that's the biggest upgrade here. And then when you pop this open, you have your clean water tank and your dirty water tank. And the tanks are not going to be bigger than before. Actually, instead of being taller now, they are going to be flatter, like we already see from the Mova and the Roborock lineup. And the X60 also comes with best-in-class adapt lift, so that means it can pick itself up over taller thresholds, about 3.4 inches to be exact. But is that a big benefit? No, because to be honest, you're just never going to really use it on those type of thresholds. To be honest, if you use this on thresholds over an inch, it's going to bang, it's going to get all messed up here, and your floors are also going to get damaged. Because no matter what, it has to lift itself up, push itself forward using these wheels. So without these front-facing legs or something to stabilize it, it's never going to be perfect, right? This is not meant to go over thresholds 3 inches on a daily basis.
And if you look at the lights, there's two fill lights. There's going to be a light on the bottom and a light in the center. And because there's two, generally speaking, the one on the bottom is there to see things on the floor, and the white fill light is just so that it can have better resolution for its camera, and it needs white in order to see the colors much better. When you look at the app experience on your Dreame X60 and you just zoom out, you have your X60, your L40, the Aqua 10, X50, X40, X30, L20, L10s. They're all using the same app. And the experience is also going to be very similar between them. So here is the map it generates, and I have my unit currently inside of a very long session. So right now my Robo Vacuum is at 243 minutes. It is on its second recharge. So it has not finished its overall session, and that's because I have it at 2x. So I have set each room on what I want it to do, and then I have it on 2x so it doesn't miss any areas. But in terms of how you see the pathing, you notice that there's a lot of squiggly lines all around, especially on areas of carpet, especially in your kitchen if you have darker floors, or you have areas of floors that are not going to be uniform. And that's because it uses its camera to detect the stains. And where it detects the stains is actually going to spend more time and do more passes in irregular fashion so that it can apply more pressure, or it can try to capture the stain wherever it thinks it is. And that's why you see all of these squiggly lines. And that's where the difference lies between this and a Roborock. A Roborock will have just more perpendicular, more predictable patterns here, while your X60 is going to have a lot more squiggles. And then when you go inside the app experience has been updated, but it pretty much is the same as before. Now you have your common settings. So in common settings, you have your carpet cleaning. And this is probably the area you need to know the most. So when you hit vacuum and you do mop lift more, then you have the additional vacuuming options. So if you're using this on carpets or rugs, make sure to either activate side brush rotating on carpet, as well as carpet boost and intensive carpet cleaning. I find that really helps with performance, but everything else here is pretty much standard. You can set all of your intelligent obstacle avoidance. You can make your machine more cautious or not. And then you have your laboratory functions. So if you want to use the active light enhanced detection, that just means it's going to turn on both lights when it finds a stain. Large particle boost and stain recognition, that's actually, if you deactivate it, your sessions will become slightly shorter. Not much shorter, but it will mean that the patterns are going to be more predictable.
So ultimately, what's my verdict on the Dreame X60 Ultra? Really, it is a good robot vacuum, but there's just too many good robot vacuums now. So is it much better than what we already had on the Dreame X50 Ultra? No. Is it much better than what we got in our 2025 flagship models, like the Roborock Saros 10R, the Mova Mobius 60, the Mova Z60 with its roller mop, or the Narwhal Flow? No. What it is that it is a more solid choice, that they've refined everything to the point where you got to make a decision for yourself. Because the truth is, can you justify buying a Dreame X60 for $1,000 or $1,400 or $1,500 over the competition like you have from the Roborock Curve 2 Flow with a rolling mop with similar performance for all different types of floor for less? Because the question you really have to ask yourself is, can you justify spending the money for these features? Because it's like a car. You got your SUVs, you're going to have your sedans, you're going to have your minivan users. Everybody has different needs now. And because all of these units are so specialized, what the flagship models are, they're really the best generalist model. And if you want to talk about mopping performance for the units that just use the spin mops, you can't get around that the units that have the self-cleaning stations that have 3 interchangeable mop pads are going to outperform the units that just have 1. And all things being equal, they're the same price and they're going to be not much bigger than this. So we already know those are going to be a little bit better for mopping. So the real question is, should I return my Dreame X60 and get my money back? Because that's still $1,400 of my money that I have locked into this machine. So with that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below, and please hit that like or subscribe button. It really does help support our channel. And I'll catch you next time. This is Dave with the French Clothes signing off. Bye, bye, bye.